some noise for Jim Hudson!
Okay, folks, as Brian said, this is the traditional way we've been doing this for almost 20 years, since we were into the Wild West mode. And so Mary asked me if we had started off again this year with this rendition. Now, what I normally do is I will sing you the verse. I'm not a good singer, but I'll sing it to you the best I can. And then I'll tell you the chorus that you're going to sing, and then we're going to have a little competition between the sections here. And I don't know if this will throw off the program. If it does, they can change it. But maybe the winning section can be the first ones out of the stands tonight to start the candle lighting ceremony. But if that doesn't work, you can blame that on me. Anyway, here's it. Let me tell you how it goes like this. Early one morning while riding for pleasure, I spied a cowpuncher riding along. His hat was cocked back and his spurs were jangling. And as he approached, he was singing this song. This is what you're going to be singing, so you got to listen carefully now. I'll go down a little dark. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, I reckon Wyoming will be your new home. Now you got to put a little twang there if you want to be considered. So, let's go through that. Why don't you repeat it with me once, everybody, then we'll do the sections, okay? Here we go. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, I reckon Wyoming will be your new home. Okay, here we go. We'll start with this section here from the light post over. 1, 2, 3, sing along. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, I reckon Wyoming will be your new home.
Cowboy accent.
Now, this section, over to the other light post. See how y'all do.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, I reckon Wyoming will be your new home. All right, from here over to the end. Everybody's ready. All right, those first two groups did a good job. You're going to have to blast it out if you want to be the champs. 1, 2, 3. Whoopie-tie-yi-yo, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own.
That ruined it.
Get along, little doggies, I reckon Wyoming will be your new home. All right, everybody, give yourself a round of applause. We'll announce a little later.
We won.
Who's the best. Ryan, it's all yours.
All righty, let's give it up for Jim Hudson, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, tonight is also a celebration of the very, very talented campers that we have here at Antietam Recreation. But not only do we have some very talented campers, but we have some very, very talented staff members as well. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, give it up for Rebecca Hartman and Sarah Shirk, everybody!
I gotta cut to the end, guys.
For our Bombardment Champion 2017. Please direct your attention to our saloon balcony. and welcome Mr. Jacob Dutra, our 2016 champion, and 2009 champion, Mr. Mighty Tyler Moser.
What's wrong?
And in the center, folks, in the armor and everything, your 2017 Bombardment Ultimate Victor. Give it up for Mr. Barbaric Bartles.
It's Tanner. Were those all in the past? Oh, that guy's Tanner.
I know two others were there. Tanner, Jay, and Lou. Yeah. Is King Cole here?
Make some noise one more time. Your 2017 Ultimate Victor, Tanner Barbaric Bartles. Should we light our final campfire, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Gentlemen,
Is that a blowtorch?
may you do the honors.
Yeah, that's a blowtorch.
Why are they using a blowtorch?
Why would they use that last year? No, they use a lighter. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, that's a blowtorch. Why did you? I told you it was a blowtorch for the camera. Now just throw gasoline on it.
Is it Taylor's first year?
I don't think so.
I think it's his first year being
Thank you, gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for a very special presentation, please welcome to the Western Town, Jim Hudson, and owner of Antietam Recreation, Miss Mary Ross.
Sucks Jim's not counselor anymore.
I was asked to come down tonight to present a very special award to a person that, just to say that they're very special is really, that doesn't fit. So I'll just give you a little bit of an introduction to this person before I give you their name. I'm sure you'll know who it is before I get to the end. When I first came to work at Antietam Recreation in 1981, this person was 8 months old, the same age as her beautiful baby is right now. And as she grew up, and as I continued to work here, she became a camper at the age of 6 probably, maybe a little earlier. And of course, as any of you probably could have predicted, she was an ideal camper. And not just because her parents were the owners, but because she is who she is. And as she grew, all the kids were finding their niche in the family of where they might serve in the camp. And I know she's told the story of how she really wanted to be a counselor, to go out there and run an adventure and do those things, but her family saw her value of being the face of the camp, and so she became an office worker at the age of 15. Now, she wasn't the head of the office at that point. We had other secretaries, but it wasn't long before it was no doubt in anybody's mind that this young lady was the person around which the camp was going to evolve and perpetuate itself. Her spirituality, her love for children, her ever-present smile. I don't think I ever saw her get flustered. And down here at camp, that's a hard thing not to do. And she just became such a sweet presence in the office, and she calmed so many situations that could have become bigger than what they had to be. And then as she became the head of the office and more became the spiritual leader here at the camp with her noontime presentations and her early morning worship presentations, she just had a way with the kids that I've never seen any person, male or female, ever have with young people. A few years ago, as our camp grew, we were trying to find new activities. That's not easy to do. We're limited here, I mean, to a certain acreage, and we have a lot of things going on, but we're getting more kids. But I noticed a lot of times in my classes and other classes, people were saying, where's so-and-so? Where's this little girl? Usually a little girl, where are they at? And someone said, oh, well, they're down in the office, but they're not in trouble. And so I suggested to Mary and Bob that if they wanted to find a real activity that would fill up quickly and take up a lot of the kids, just have an activity called Jessica. Because all the kids seemed like they wanted just to spend time with her. They just wanted to hang out there with her. They'd go get a Band-Aid. They'd go get a scratch on their arm. And I knew what it was. It had nothing to do with being scratched or a Band-Aid. They just wanted to be around this beautiful person. And then, of course, as she got older and now married to the love of her life, Sam, and their baby girl, Grace, came last December. And now their family is growing, and Jessica has decided that they have other pursuits they would like to see in life. And so as of tonight, this will be the last night for Jessica to be the secretary here at camp. So it gives me distinct pleasure, and I'm very humbled to be the one to present this to her. But we have a plaque here. It reads as follows. 20 plus years, Jessica poured her heart and soul into the Christian ministry of Antietam Recreation and greatly impacted the lives of campers and staff. And that doesn't say it all, but let me tell you something, folks. I sent her a text message when I found out that she was stepping down. And I told her that, you know, I'd served here a long time, and I kind of thought in my mind, boy, I don't know how the camp's going to get along without me. Yeah, but I knew better than that. I knew the camp's not going to have any problem getting along at all without me. But I told Jessica, I said, Jessica, you are the hub around which Antietam Recreation revolves. And you're going to be more than greatly missed. It's going to be impossible to replace you. Everybody, please join me in presenting this award to Miss Jessica Allen.
This is my little girl. She was born to us in 1981. We had the camp for 5 years, and we had come to know the Lord, and we'd been in a Bible study, and we learned the verses that blessing are the children, blessed are the children that are blessing from the Lord, happy is the man who has his quiver full. And God surely blessed us. And she's been a blessing ever since. And it's been, when she was 4, she started doing little things at the office. She started copying. She just was there all the time. And she was, Bob and I had been teaching school for 10 years. And we had kids all summer. We had kids, you know, all winter teaching. And we didn't think we needed any children. And after Jessica was born, we had 4 more children after that, but it was because of her. It's really a hard thing to have her leave, but she has different, you know, she kind of fulfilled the mission we had at camp, the vision, and now it was her chance to do her vision, and, you know, restore health and just maybe start that home for children in India or wherever it might be. So she's now doing something. But I thought before I finished, I'd like to read a poem she wrote when she was 13. It says, Thoughts from Jessica Rotz. My parents first brought me home to our house here in the barn. The camp was still a vision then, and the future still a yarn. I grew into the system, only 4 when I began. And as I grew and learned and saw, it was all part of God's plan. The memories run together now. I recall some precious times, but since I'm not much of a poet, it's hard to make them rhyme. Once I held my breath underwater to claim a swimming card. For 10 whole seconds, so long it seemed, so very, very hard. As I grew older, I remember the sandbox where we built castles tall and grand, complete with water-filled streams and lakes, drilled treasures in the sand. I think of all the friends I've made across each passing year. I never felt alone at camp when one of them is near. I've reached the present in my thoughts, the future lies ahead, but in all my joy over yesterday, I eagerly wait to be led. Into tomorrow, God so carefully maps and draws out for me. For if the past has been such a blessing, how great can the future be? She's had a great future here at camp, and I know that God's plan will continue in her life. Thank you, Jessica, for being such a wonderful daughter.
Past 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mom. Now I'm supposed to talk. How do you do that? The Office wasn't my first choice. May God be with you until we meet again, and may you know, wherever you are, that Miss Jessica's gonna miss you. And if you could join me in singing It Only Takes a Spark. And as we sing, we're gonna light a candle from the fire, and the staff are gonna come. They're going to light it from there, and then you all are going to be given instructions as to where you go. And you're going to be going around the side of this building, and you'll each be given a candle. We float these down the creek, and with all of these wonderful, incredible memories that we hold on to, and I can tell you there's going to be a lot of them for me as we float our candles down the creek. Could you sing with me? It only takes a spark. row by row, so just keep a lookout as you're being dismissed, and then we're going to gather over here, head to the jail, and we're going to follow down to the creek to make sure that you keep a careful eye on your step. We don't want anyone.
Maybe this is why it's raining. It's
With us.
I'm gonna stay with you.
Okay.
Daddy, this is Jessica's last year. I don't want a candle. I want to record it. What? Oh, that feels good. I'm busy. I'm trying to record this, darn it. I'm trying to record it. That's just the only time Jake's ever been. We're in the sun, Mommy. I know. I'm trying to record it, darn it. Of course there's a line.
Hang on to you, okay? I don't see so good going down the road.
Yeah.
We're okay till we go down.
I'm not surprised Tanner won this year
Yeah?
for bombardment.
You're not surprised that person won?
No. Dude, he just pegged me in the neck.
Oh, he was the one that got
Well, he was the one in there.
Mommy, that kid who won bombardment, Tanner, he pegged me in the neck earlier today. Right here.
Oh, wow.